Welcome to the Motivational Medium podcast. I'm Anne-Marie Lord, a psychic medium, author, and the founder of the Motivational Medium Academy. On this podcast, we'll explore intriguing topics such as mediumship, psychic abilities, and the amazing idea that we all have intuition within us. Whether you're a believer, skeptic, or somewhere in between, get ready to unlock your extraordinary potential as we discover the supernatural world together. If you want your questions featured on the show, be sure to join my tribe by subscribing to my newsletter at annemarielord.com. Let's go. Hello, my friend. Welcome to today's podcast. Today, I want to revisit signs from spirit. Now, I know we've talked about this before, but something happened during a reading with a beautiful lady last week, and I really want to share this story with you guys because I feel like we could all learn something from this amazing spirit that came through this day, and I want to share that with all of you guys out there because spirit really do stay in touch with us. They really do try to send us signs, and a lot of the time we just don't notice them and we don't realize what the signs are. And I also believe that they do try to give us guidance from where they are, and the love that they had when they were here is still palpable. This beautiful lady, her dad was an amazing guy, and he was always giving advice, and he was I call him a workaholic. He worked a lot, this guy, and he was a businessman, and business was really high up on his radar, really. And what he came through with was mind-blowing, and I want to share that with all of you. And so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to share with you the story of this amazing guy that came through in spirit to talk to his daughter, to give us some amazing advice, and also to tell her and me to look out for the signs. So let me share this story with you. So I was doing this reading as I always do. I get ready for my readings, and I was sharing this reading with this absolutely beautiful lady who came in. And straight away, as soon as she sat down, I was made aware that there was a gentleman stepping forward, and he showed me that he was her dad. And then, because of the way I do my readings, I get lots of feelings, and I started to blend with the spirit world. And as I was blending with this lady's dad, he started to give me lots and lots of feelings of who he was and what he was about. And, really absolute gorgeous guy who worked really, really hard all his life, He was a very successful man. He had his own business, and he was always conscious about his role in life, and he was fun, and he was connected to his children and his family. However, he was also very connected to his business and his company, and his values were real specific as on how he expected people to work, really, and how he expected people who decided to go into their own business or to do anything. His values was, if you're going to do something, then you do it properly, And what he came through with, he's seen that his daughter had not been well. And he showed us that, unfortunately, this was a big lesson. And the lesson that he was showing and he was sharing was all to do with slowing down. She'd been working very, very hard, and she'd been dedicating a lot of her time to this business, as we all do. An idea comes into our head and we'll go and we'll write something down, or anyone who's in business, including myself, know what this is like. You never really switch off. And he was the same. He never really switched off. She even told me that this amazing dad of his, when they went on holiday or when he went traveling around the world, he would always have business in certain countries to do while he was on holiday. So it was like as if he would only take a holiday if he had something to do in that certain country or in that certain place. But what he came through with absolutely fascinated us. He was forever grateful for his journey on this earth and, his journey through life, really, and how blessed he was to have the family that he had and also to have the success that he did. However, he did come across really strong in saying we all need a work-life balance. And he gave some really amazing advice on, how to implement that really into your life by looking at what you've got and who you value the most. And a lot of us, we do say we value our family, and he did value his family and he loved his family. However, he also valued very highly his business and success. And this he was coming across saying, if he had his time again, he'd still would have his business. However, what he was trying to show his daughter is that it's not the be all and end all. It's not where he put it, really. He was saying that life and family and friends and downtime and, spending time with your friends and spending time with your family was massively more important than business, really, even though the business had really brought him some great success. Now, we were both actually quite shocked at this. And his daughter was like, that is definitely my dad. However, I'm so shocked at his total 360 change in what we should do rather than, dedicate every time we've got and everything to our business. So the moral of this is really, he even said to me, and you need to take a look at this as well. And I was working quite a lot and, I'm always in my office or I'm always seeing clients and I try to fit clients in all the time because I get so booked up months in advance. And sometimes it burns me out. So the two of us were sort of sitting in the presence of this amazing guy, this beautiful spirit and his absolute wealth of knowledge that he was sharing with us. But what we were sitting in his, and I don't even call this regret because he didn't show me that he regretted anything. What we sat in was his guidance to us to change things. And that was fascinating. He did say to us as well about signs because, he said he'd been trying to show his daughter these signs, but she kept missing them. So then he said to me, I'm going to show her kookaburras. And I started laughing because I said, I've lived in Australia for 20 years and I actually don't know what a kookaburra looks like. And she said to me, we used to have on the deck of our house when we were younger, we used to have kookaburras all the time coming. We used to feed them. My mum used to feed them. And she said, that makes sense that he would show you kookaburras. So I said, do we even have kookaburras in Perth? This is how naive I am about this beautiful bird species. I didn't even know we had them in Perth. And she was like, yeah, she was laughing at me. This lady's born and bred in Australia. And she was like, yeah, we do have kookaburras here in Perth. She says, but you don't really see them that often. Okay. So I've been liaising with this lady over the last week or so. And what the crazy thing was we had this beautiful reading, lots of more validation and guidance was brought through by her amazing dad. And the reading was absolutely lovely. We both enjoyed it. We both laughed a lot. And even at one stage, she was in tears and I felt really emotional. And I also had to suppress them emotions because you don't want your medium sitting there in front of tears with you. So I suppressed the emotions and, it was just a beautiful, beautiful reading that I was so grateful to have been able to do. Anyway, I get to my car at the end of the day and I drive home, and there's a massive sign that's been put up along the road, and it says Kookaburra Park coming soon. And I just started laughing. I was like, oh my gosh, here we go. I'm getting shown the kookaburra signs. I have seen 3 kookaburras, and I've been messaging her, and she said, I haven't seen any yet. And I said, maybe I'm the one who's supposed to give you the signs because I keep seeing them. Anyway, I seen a big sign, a Kookaburra Park coming soon. Then my granddaughter came in, and my daughter with my birthday present yesterday. The present was in this beautiful bag, and on the bag is a big painting of a kookaburra. I was like, no, this is crazy. And then I'm driving past the shops today, and there's a beautiful big mural at the side of one of the shops with all different birds on, but there's a huge kookaburra on it. I've seen 3 in the last week. So I messaged her again and I says to her, did you see your kookaburras yet? And she said, no, I've seen 3. This is mental. They are signs. So what do I take away from this? I know my name's Anne-Marie, that her dad was showing us these signs because he told us he was going to show us the signs. He told us he would show us the signs because we needed to make some tweaks within our business to have more time and spend more quality time with friends and family, and don't sweat the small stuff. We needed to put boundaries in place. We needed to make sure we only spent certain amounts of time in the office, and when we were on our downtime, we needed to be at that downtime. And that, I believe, is why he kept showing me the kookaburra, is because it was to make sure I got that message. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that she will see the kookaburras too. Her sign from her dad will always be kookaburras, whether it's in song, whether it's in sound, or whether it's in vision. That's what her sign will be. And funny enough, I honestly believe that when I get embroiled in my business again, or if I get too deep and my balance or my boundaries start getting a bit frayed, or my work-life balance gets a bit frayed, I am sure that this beautiful man will show me another kookaburra, and that will be my sign to slow down, take it easy. You've just missed the balance a little bit. So, my friend, what I'm going to say to you now is, if you've got a sign, ask your loved ones to show you a sign. Now, don't ask for crazy things. I want you to sit in meditation. I want you to sit quiet. And I just want you to ask, show me a sign. And that first thought or feeling that just totally gently drops into your head, drops into your mind. Because messages from spirit are not like thunderbolts. Messages from spirit are subtle and gentle, and they just flow in like you're connected, like you're blended, like you're totally connecting to somebody. That's how you get your messages. So sit quietly and think of your loved one in spirit, and think of that sign, and that first thought that comes into your mind, that is going to be your sign from spirit. So it's nothing too exciting. It's nothing too out of the ordinary, although kookaburras for me was a little bit left of centre. And I see them quite a bit now. Yeah. Oh, another thing. It was my birthday on the 9th of August. And it's also Whitney Houston's birthday on the 9th of August. And funny enough, my song for my mum, my sign from my mum is Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody. And I went for a meal with all my family, and we were all sitting at the table, and on the sound system in the restaurant, I Want to Dance with Somebody came on the music system. And I just knew my mum was in attendance there with us. She was enjoying watching us all be together. Watch your signs, acknowledge them. When you feel that that sign is for you and you think about that person who that sign is from, say thank you, because the more you appreciate the signs that come through, the more I believe that they know they've blended with you. They know they've made a connection with you, and that is spirit are so intelligent. They then will continue to connect with you in that way. So acknowledge your signs, give gratitude for them, and watch out for more. And when you're receiving these signs, think about what's going on in your life. Think about, it could be your birthday like it was mine, and then the music came on. Think about what you're seeing, what's going on in your life, and who your loved one is that is showing you that sign, and just letting you know, like they would when they were here, just a little hello from the spirit world, and to let you know that they're still around, and that love and that connection with you is still as deep and as strong as it ever was. I hope you've enjoyed this little chat today, and I would love to see you again. If you enjoy this podcast, I know lots of you send me messages saying how much you enjoy it. So I'm very, very grateful for that. If you would like to subscribe, you would do me a massive favor. So if you want and you're enjoying the podcast and you don't want to miss another episode, please subscribe, and then you'll be able to receive the podcasts as soon as they come out. I really, really appreciate your time and the time we spend together. It's amazing being able to do this and connect with you. What I've got going on at the moment is, and I would love you to do this, if you wanted to send me an email to annemarie@annemarielord.com and ask me questions about mediumship, if you're a practicing medium, if you're a learning medium like we all are, you know, this learning that we do on this journey never ends, you know. So if I can help, I'll help. If I can give you some guidance in that direction and some of the things that I've learned along this journey, then I can help with that as well. So please just send me a message and I will get your questions and I'll read them out on the podcast. And maybe that'll help other people as well. Or if you've had signs from your loved ones in spirit and it's blown you away, I would love to hear that story as well. So yeah, just send me an email and get in touch and I'll read out all your information on the podcast. And if you're coming to see me on Saturday, the 23rd of August, on my live event here in Perth, then I would love to see you and I am so looking forward to seeing you. I've got something a little bit different going on that day and I can't wait to share it all with you. Have a fantastic, brilliant day and I will talk to you all soon. See you, my friend. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this show. It's important to note that while I'm here to inspire, encourage and guide you, I'm not a psychologist, psychiatrist or a doctor. Join me again in 2 weeks for more captivating revelations on the supernatural. Remember to be in with a chance to have your questions answered on the podcast. Subscribe to my newsletter at annemarielord.com. Stay in the tribe to vibe. I appreciate you guys. See you next time.